Hi, welcome to my demo. In today's demo, I'm going to show how we can use Ansible Configuration Manager for managing AWS infrastructure. My name is Nirmalan KV. I'm certified AWS solution architect, working as solution consultant for IT infrastructure services. In today's demo, I'm going to create a completely new AWS VPC which include a public and private subnet. In public subnet, I'm going to install Nginx web server, and in the private it will be MySQL database. In addition to these instances, there is going to be a bastion host and NAT gateway which is used to managing database server and for NATing for the patches. And all this configuration is through the Ansible server. Before entering to the actual demo, let me talk about Ansible. Ansible is the simplest configuration management tool. It's an agentless and does not require any agent to be installed in the host it is managing. Ansible requires a source of inventory for describing the group of host, and it also required modules, which is nothing but a set of tasks to be executed, which can be executed using Ansible command, or same can be make as a template using Ansible playbook in an YAML format, and the same can be executed using Ansible playbook command. Like their tool, Ansible website is also very simple. They do have vast range of modules. Just for an example, I am entering the cloud modules. You can see just for Amazon itself, they do have a big list of modules. Let me open EC2 one module, and you can see they have detailed all the options and their functions in detail. By that, I am entering into the actual demo. You can see at this moment only Ansible server is running in my EC2 dashboard. I will enter into that server. For this demo, I have created a folder called web app, and this will list all the YAML pages for execute as a playbook except for the inventory host. For this demo, I'm going to use a default inventory host file, which is nothing but Ansible host. As I explained earlier, in this demo I do have two set of servers. One is for web and another is for database. Even though we can write all the tasks or modules in a single YAML page, it's strongly recommended to divide those into roles. This distribution will help us to manage Ansible very easily, and it will make the project more modular. Tomorrow you can add further workloads onto this same project without disturbing the existing one. Just for an example, I'm entering to the roles, and I will show you the tree. You can see I have listed all the variables as a common role. Then I'm further dividing all the EC2 into one of set of tasks, and database into MySQL, and web as Nginx and following. Now, once we defined all the roles in that folder, we can define what are the roles to be executed in each level. For example, if I'm entering into network, you can see I'm just asking few of the input from the user. Then I'm executing the roles such as common, which will actually help us to get all the variables. Then for network, I have made a role called VPC. Similarly, I have done it for rest of the compute, database, and the web application, all the things. The site.yaml is nothing but an overall file if I'm executing that, it will execute entire project in a single command. But for this demo project, I'm going to execute one after the another. So let's start with network. Now let me start executing the network.yaml using ansible.playbook command. Hyphen triple V will help to get the progress on our screen. It's asking for VPC name. Let me give us demo, and the range let be 100.0.0.0 116, and now it's asking for public subnet CIDR range. It has to be in the range of 100.0, and for now I'm going to give 10.0 as a subnet. Now it's asking for the private subnet. This time I'm going to give 20.0. So it started executing the task and it created a VPC, a completely new VPC in the with the range what we defined. And it is taking a lot of required variables in that var file which I defined in the common role. It's also recording the required variables like subnet ID, all the things which will be helpful for the next step. With that, we can execute next level, which is nothing but the compute. In compute, it will run common and EC2. So I will execute complete playbook hyphen triple V and compute. It's asking for web server name. Let me give you demo web, and the database name demo DB. You can see it's beginning with creating a security group for the same, and now it is creating a NAT EC2, and same it is assigning to a subnet so that it can assign a routing table with NAT instance ID. And after that it will create bastion, and finally the web server and the database server. This will take comparatively longer time because AWS in the background it will check the status before allowing users to log in. Now you can see in our dashboard all these servers are coming in, but it will be in the initializing stage. I'll just refresh. This can take a little more than a minute, so I will fast forward this video. In our management console it is still initializing, but when we are executing over the command line, most of the time it will still work. So let me try that. Let's install database server. You can see now it will log into the bastion host, then to the DB server which is in the private subnet. So database is ready, and this local host is nothing but for creating that SSH tunnel which will allow us to log in directly onto the database server through bastion host. Now I can proceed with the web server. Again, hence we are logging in for the first time, we have to confirm the fingerprint. You can see so web app it went to once we authenticated it started installing Nginx, then copied the configuration file onto the remote server web server, and actual web page, and now it is starting the services using handless is nothing but the conditional task. Whenever we are requesting for it, will execute the handless at the last of the task. With that, our project is over. Let us check the output for this demo. What web application I created is to record the participation details. So you can get the IP. Here you can see it's asking for employee name and details. Let me give Tom, Jerry, 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, it's been added in the backend database. Tomorrow you just want to change that web into another one. CD roles. I have also created Nginx 2, which is nothing but adding one more row to that previous Nginx called feedback. We can just, without disturbing anything, you just open a web app and amend the roles to Nginx 2. And again run the command. For web app. Now you can see the feedback also in the web page. But if you are looking back into the demo, I have never entered inventory file or SSH configuration file in Ansible server manually. That also I have automated using Ansible server itself. I will show you the entry of web and DB server in the respective group in inventory file. By that I am concluding this demo with a note that a multi-tier application or beneath infrastructure can be automated as a simple click using Ansible and AWS. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.